Philips TV has announced its new 807 OLED for 2022, which will feature the next generation OLED.EX panel from LG Display. In case you don't already know, OLED.EX is basically an improved WBE panel with higher pixel aperture ratio, thanks to the elimination of some sensing lines, contributing to not only 30% higher brightness compared to conventional OLED panels, but also reduced bezel thickness, which makes for a very handsome design, together with the metallic chrome T-bar swivel stand on the 48-inch, 55-inch, and 65-inch 807. The largest 77-inch model will be supported on a pair of low-profile feet, similar to what's found on previous 8 series OLED from Philips TV. Most other OLED brands, including LG Electronics, have skirted around the question of whether their OLED televisions use the EX panel or not, so it's refreshing to see Philips TV publicly advertising that the OLED 807 will indeed use the new OLED.EX panel, with all the benefits it brings. This means that the 807 can potentially deliver even higher brightness and more impactful HDR than last year's OLED Plus 936, which is still the current flagship OLED at the time I filmed this video in January 2022. Such is the strange ramification of Philips' biannual TV launch schedule. Just like on last year's Philips 806 and 936, 4 HDMI connections are provided on the 807, of which 2 ports, namely HDMI 1 and HDMI 2, support the full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth of 48 gigabits per second. This strongly suggests that the Philips 807 is still going to be using a similar MediaTek HDMI 2.1 chipset to that implemented on last year's 806. Now, Philips is working on a firmware update to unlock full resolution 4K 120Hz in VRR mode on the 806, and from what I understand, the company is also aiming to have full-res 4K 120Hz VRR working on the 807 at launch sometime in May or June, although development work may slip with the pandemic and all, in which case a firmware update may be needed in the hopefully not too distant future. Jumping on a popular trend among television manufacturers these days, Philips has developed a game bar that sits at the bottom of the screen in game mode, which lets users see various information including the resolution, the VRR frame rate, and SDR HDR status, as well as change picture and sound settings while keeping an eye on the gameplay on screen. In addition, the game bar offers several game picture presets which optimize the image for different game genres, such as FPS, RTS, or RPG. All major VRR formats will be supported, including the open standard HDMI Forum VRR, AMD FreeSync Premium, and G-Sync compatibility. The unique selling point or USP of any Philips OLED is always going to be its Ambilight integrated bias lighting system, and the one implemented on the 807 will be the 4-sided version. As purists, we prefer using the Ambilight technology to output a constant D65 white behind the TV, but if you are in the mood for a party, like how the UK government seemed to be all the time, even in lockdown, you can set Ambilight to change its colors according to the picture or sound, therefore expanding the boundaries of the screen to deliver a more immersive experience. And new for 2022, the company is introducing an innovative 1 LED pixel concept to its Ambilight technology, allowing for more accurate color expression and more precise localization of the Ambilight halos to the objects on screen. Otherwise, the Philips 807 is equipped with the company's P5 picture processing engine, currently in its 6th generation with Ambient Intelligence built in, where the television's brightness, gamma, and color temperature will be optimally adjusted depending on the ambient conditions detected by the light sensor on the television itself. Philips TV has also expanded its AI autofill mode functionality. Last year, the choices were between filmmaker mode and home cinema mode, but this year in 2022, there will be no less than 7 potential picture modes that the television can automatically switch to upon detection of movie content. Furthermore, Philips has renamed the ISF Day and ISF Night picture presets to Expert 1 and Expert 2 respectively, which can now be auto-calibrated using Kalman, hence expanding the number of picture modes that support Kalman AutoCal to 3. In terms of HDR formats, the Philips 807 will support vanilla HDR10, HLG or Hybrid Lock Gamma, Dolby Vision, and HDR10 Plus Adaptive, as well as another new addition this year. This video is sponsored by Box, the online technology store. Visit box.co.uk for the best deals on TVs, soundbars, and all your other technology needs. Yes, the Philips 807 will offer a new IMAX Enhanced mode to optimize the picture for expanded IMAX aspect ratio, and in case you're not aware, it seems that IMAX Enhanced certification can only be granted to televisions with DTS audio codec support, which is certainly the case on the OLED 807 of course. The 807 will also feature an advanced logo detection anti-burn-in technology, where the TV will detect static elements on screen and then dim them down to reduce the risk of image retention and permanent screen burn, without compromising the rest of the picture. We are not entirely sure if the algorithm on the 807 will be inherited from last year's flagship OLED Plus 936 or not, but in any case, the OLED.EX panel on the 807 will offer better protection against burn-in than conventional OLEDs, for reasons I've explained in this video here, so go check it out.